Hello. This is Bukchon, a traditional Hanok village in Seoul. It's a famous tourist destination in Seoul. The word Bukchon means northern village in Korean. The Gyedong-gil River flows south of Bukchon. The name Bukchon comes from the village's location north of the river. During the Middle Ages, this area was home to high-ranking officials and powerful nobles. That's because the palace is a 5-minute walk east and west of where I am. High-ranking officials lived here, making commuting to and from work very convenient. If you look to the left, you'll see a public institution building. That building is the Constitutional Court of Korea. While most other countries have a single highest judicial body, Korea has two. Korea's highest judicial bodies are divided into the Supreme Court and the Constitutional Court. This court adjudicates whether bills enacted by the National Assembly violate the Constitution. The reason for this division into two institutions was the public's demand for constitutional amendments following the end of military dictatorship in 1987, which included the separation of the Supreme Court's functions. At the time, Koreans had very low trust in the judiciary. This is a problem that still persists in Korea today. Korean judges tend to be heavily influenced by external pressure from the powerful and capitalists. While things have improved compared to the past, this is still a problem that needs to be addressed. Looking straight ahead, you'll see two people wearing red. They're tour guides. They're professional tour guides and interpreters employed by the Korean government. You'll often see people like this in major tourist areas in Seoul. Many people visit this village because it preserves traditional Korean architecture. The further I walk, the more traditional Korean architecture I see. These traditional Korean buildings are called Hanok. I continue walking down the alley where Hanok are most densely packed. Turning left at the fork ahead leads to the main entrance to the tourist attraction. Since these are actually residential houses, there are signs asking people to be quiet as they enter the alley. Because so many tourists visit this area, there are restrictions on tourist access hours. Entry is prohibited after 6 p.m. This village's buildings are built on a slope, so you have to climb the hill. You'll easily see Hanok houses along the way. These are actually houses where people live. This area is designated as a Hanok preservation area. High-rise buildings are prohibited in this area, and the government partially subsidizes the costs of new construction or renovation of Hanok houses. As you continue up the hill, you'll reach a crowded area. This is a great spot for taking commemorative photos. You'll see Hanoks lined up on both sides of the narrow alley. I've reached the top of the hill. Looking back, I can see I've climbed quite a steep hill. I'll turn left and head down the same hill I just climbed. This is my personal favorite spot. You can see Namsan Tower, Seoul's landmark, in the distance, and it's not as crowded as the alley I climbed. Until the early 2010s, Seoul didn't have this many tourists. Back then, you could climb up here in the evening and enjoy the night view. The local residents couldn't stand the noise from tourists, so they filed a complaint with the government, and now this area is off limits in the evenings. That's a real shame. If you follow the road down, you'll reach the halfway point of the hill I climbed. This is the most popular spot for taking commemorative photos. However, with so many visitors, it's difficult to get a good shot. Just 10 years ago, you could take photos of the alleyway here, empty of people. I descended the hill to the village entrance. Ahead, a woman wearing a hanbok, a traditional Korean attire, was taking a commemorative photo. There are many hanbok rental shops nearby, so it's easy to see people wearing this kind of attire. This time, I'll head to Gyedong Street, near Bukchon Village. You'll arrive there by going down this hill. Look to the right, and you'll see a beautiful view beyond the wall. If you keep going down, you'll come to a fork in the road. I'll go down to the right. As you continue down the road, you'll come to a fork in the road. Turn right here, and you'll arrive at Gyedong-gil. The buildings here retain the image of Seoul in the 1930s. This place, too, was once home to the aristocracy. In 1910, during the Japanese colonial period, the caste system was abolished, and the palace officials were no longer employed. The aristocrats who had come from other regions to settle in the capital saw no reason to live here. This was because they were already wealthy landowners in their hometowns. However, after the Japanese colonial period, Seoul experienced rapid industrialization, leading to an influx of commoners. Zhang Sequan, a real estate developer at the time, purchased a large number of these houses and rebuilt them into Hanok, traditional Korean houses for the common people. Perhaps this is why walking along this road feels more like a working-class neighborhood than the hill I climbed earlier. Looking straight ahead, you can see Namsan Tower rising sharply in the distance. I saw that building when I reached the top of the hill earlier. You can see it from most areas of Seoul. Look to your left and you'll see a tall building. That building is the headquarters of Hyundai Engineering. It's a subsidiary of the well-known Hyundai Motor Company. It's a construction, civil engineering, and plant company that builds power plants, refineries, and other facilities. In fact, Gyedong-gil is more crowded on weekdays than on weekends. You can see Hyundai employees out on the street for lunch or a drink after work. I'm back where this video started. This concludes our Seoul Bukchon exploration tour. Thank you for watching.